Good morning. So today I'm actually going to show you how I pour into a bottle like this. Now, if you have ever had a pot of gel like this, you know that they leak. Excuse my nails. I'm in the process. I gave myself a full set on one side, and this side I removed all the stones, and I'm in the process of doing my right hand. So yeah, my hands don't match right now. So we'll just ignore that for now since they're in the shot. But basically all of these pots leak like crazy. And if you're like me and you've had a few times where it leaked, I had 2 times and I was like, I'm done with pots, because I even purchased more expensive, nicer ones. It doesn't seem to matter. These the thinner gels, they just don't stay in a pot. So yeah, the only pots I still have are the super thick gel that doesn't level, which, you know, I like to use for a free edge because it doesn't move on you. It's right where you put it. It's what everyone likes about polygel without the stickiness and without using alcohol and ruining your brush. So that's why I just use gel. I've tried acrylic and polygel, just not working out for me. So if you are like me and you're doing everything in gel, then you're having to deal with your thinner viscosity gels. And this isn't even that thin, but it's thin enough that it could go into a bottle instead. Now, for the gels that are just an in-between where you don't really want them in a bottle with a brush, I just put them, I have them into tubes. This one's almost tapped out, so a tube is a bit easier, and I like these because I can get a really tiny nozzle if I just want to do a sidewall or something really small, and just apply what I need and nothing more than that, and then go on with my brush and finish the application. But that's for another video, how I get them into the tubes, but it's essentially the same thing I'm going to show you today. I just put them into a bigger bottle, that bigger bottle, because I buy bulk, then feeds the smaller tiny ones. And you know, the bigger bottle has that nozzle, so I just scale it down. So I go from, you know, a larger sized hole and then put it into using the nozzle into a smaller one and work down. So today what I'm going to show you is I have these 2 colors here. This is actually Venalisa's cover pink right here. It does not look like a cover pink to me. I'm actually really surprised that they called it cover pink. And I tried to change the color settings in my video footage to try to best mimic the natural light. It's a little bit off still, but it's pretty close. You can see this is not a real pink. It's more of a warm brown. So I'm a bit shocked that they've called this a cover pink. I would call this a nude, but there you have it. They're calling it cover pink, and here it is. It's really a nude. But anyway, this one, oh gosh, what color was this? I can't remember. This one I like a little bit better. I already moved this one into a bottle, and so there it is. This is a very pale nude color, which might be good if you don't necessarily want a pink, because it really doesn't have pink. It's very, very taupe. So this bottle, I only did the swatch, and how I do that is I just use, you know, this is the backing of my forms. So I put this down, I do a little bead and put it in there. I used to cure right on the lid of all of my bottles, but because these bottles are black, things just don't want to cure as well. So I just use nail glue after I've cured it on the clear backing to pop it on the top here. So this is empty. I've just prepared it so it's ready for this here. And this is not, despite the color, it is not a gel polish. This is a builder gel, but I will warn you, with Venalisa, these builder gels, they are so pigmented, I would not actually build with them. I think they actually perform more like what you want out of a gel polish, because you can put these on pretty thick, which you can see here, and they don't wrinkle, they cure all the way. The problem is that to be a true builder, this isn't that thick. And if you're doing, you know, like a full nail out of this, I would not do it in one application. It just will never cure. So I wouldn't use it as a builder. Just use it to, add some color, like, put it on thick for what would be considered thick for a polish, but I would not technically build with this. I've just never had any success. Okay, so I'm going to move all this aside. I'm going to show you how I go from here to here. And I have the camera right at my chest, so I'm going to try to do this in frame. There we go. I'm in frame. This is kind of far away from me. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is gel sticks to gel. Gel behaves just like water if you exaggerate it. So if water were a lot thicker than it is, it would behave just like gel. So it wants to follow where the rest of the gel is going. So all I'm going to do, and it's going to look crazy, and you know what? I have this on a silicone pad. I think the best way to not be nervous about something is to have a safety net. So even if this whole thing goes south and just totally sideways and really goes wrong, and I just pour it all over, it's fine. It's not on my table. It's on the silicone mat. I could use my scraper, pick it up, put it back in the pot, and try it again. That's not going to happen, but just so that you are not nervous about this, because if you're nervous, you're going to react instead of think and do the right thing. You're just going to freak out and go, oh no, and you're just going to exasperate whatever's going wrong. So, gel following gel. What I want to do is I want to use my stir stick to tell the gel where I want it to go, and hopefully I'm going to create a shadow either way. Unfortunate. Let's see if I can aim this light source so you can see better. Well, anyway, I got to go to work soon, so let's hurry this up. All right, so I'm going to pour up above here. I'm going to start telling it, gel, I want you to follow this stick down, and I'm going to stretch it up, and wow, I'm glad we had this fail. So what happened was my dog went right under my table, bumped my leg, and I totally lost my focus. And of course, yesterday's went perfect. And Faz, could you just not? And of course, now he doesn't want to be under my table anymore. All right, so the worst case scenario did actually happen. Should have been wearing gloves, and I wasn't because I'm in a rush to go to work. So what I did was I wanted it to follow all the way down. I don't want an air bubble. And I want the flow, I'm adjusting upwards so that I string it out a little bit. Let's bring this down here. Okay. It's going to take a hot minute, but I want it to stretch. And I don't want it to cover the bottle like that and create an air bubble. Which it looks like this is just not. I've got too much on the lip of it. It's just not going to work. It's not going to pour in. Of course, when I'm not filming, it goes perfectly, but I guess this is good. So you guys can see what the bad looks like. Okay, hi Faz. This is not a good time to come around, P. You can see just how thick this gel actually is. Once you mess up, though, it does make it a bit harder. A clean bottle, it just flows down so much easier. There we go. So this is what you want. You just want a single stream to go down. And now it's going the way I wanted it to go. Oop. Just picking it up as soon as it starts. I think that was just an air bubble. I filled the other one mostly, and this bottle was able to handle it. Yeah, I think I just had an air bubble, which is what happens after the sidewalls on the inside get gel on it. The gel on the walls will try to reach out and grab the gel that's trying to slide past it. And then it will create a quick buildup from the friction and it will back up, which is what that was. So once you do mess up, wow, I wish all these notifications wouldn't be happening right now, but I guess in the morning, everything likes to come through. Everybody posting content. Okay. And no, I'm not using my new camera yet, so I am still using my phone. Okay. So unfortunately, I'm at a disadvantage with there still being gel on the rim of this, but I just want to get this done so I can get cleaned up and get to work. So using my stick, telling it where I want it to go, stretching it out. And it's easy to start pouring too fast once you get a nice stream. Just try to keep it steady. Once you see it starting to corkscrew like that, it's starting to build up somewhere. So just ease off on your tilt. The gel is flowing. Even though it doesn't look like it from the pot view, it is. You just don't want it to flow too fast or it'll back up. Well, in my case it will, because I can't have any of it touch the sides. If you have a clean bottle, this is a lot easier. And we're going to start getting towards the top. This is a 15 ml bottle and this is a 15 ml pot. So although it can technically hold all of this gel, because it's a brush application, I don't really want it to the tippy top. But I guess since I poured off a bit of it, it's probably fine if I let it finish. All right, that's pretty good. Just gonna wipe off my stir stick and put that there, this lid, and it goes right into the trash because this is toast. All right, I'm gonna clean up my hands quick. You really want to avoid getting uncured gel on your skin as much as possible. You can develop an allergy with exposure, repeated exposure. So one time isn't going to do it, but because there are always accidents when they happen, I can't predict when the next one will. I can only do my best to avoid a next one. So that's the rule of thumb with gel. do your best to not get that exposure in the first place. And then you won't have to worry later about having an allergy. Some people already have an allergy, so I'm not saying that it's like your punishment or anything like that. That's pretty close-minded and silly. But just because you don't have an allergy to something doesn't mean you cannot develop one. That's all I'm really saying. It can happen to you too, so be careful. If you are fortunate enough to not have any allergies, keep in mind that you could suddenly get one because you're doing things like I'm doing, which is not following my own best advice. Okay, so I've cleaned up my bottle pretty well. And now for my stir stick, which is why you should be wearing gloves, but my plan was not to really do this morning, but I saw the opportunity since I had a schedule. And I really wanted to just get this done and out of the way. All right. So now that we have that, oh, right, and the other color I do have here, and it is Nude Pink. Number 305 is Nude Pink, and that's this color here. Okay, so now I'm going to put it into the bottle. This is done, and I'm going to swatch. Now this, again, this is not a gel polish. This is pure gel, so it's not going to go on like a polish. It's going to go on like gel. It's going to go on. Well, that's confusing because the term gel is used in a lot of gel mix applications like polish. But it's going to go on like Builder in a bottle. And I want to put this on somewhat thin. Again, I don't have to be as careful like with gel polish with the wrinkling. And of course, regular polish, you know, you just have to wait so long. If you put too much on, it just takes forever to dry. But what's nice is this is self-leveling because it is a builder gel, or at least that's the formulation. It's a builder. So it won't be streaky if you just let it have a chance to correct itself. Actually, I think I need a little more to really get the coverage I'm looking for. Okay, so here we have it uncured. Boy, this lighting is not the best. All right, let me see if I can change this setup for you. And I'll cure this in the meantime. Okay, so it is cured, and I think this over here is a little truer to the right color. So you can see, actually this isn't natural nail. Well, I think this one is. It's hard to tell. Here's some growth here. So for my skin tone, it's much darker. This one, I would more likely use this. But if you are a beige or a tan, this is a really nice color. It's still a really nice nude. I haven't put the top coat on yet, but color-wise, it's still a really nice nude brown color. Okay, so I hope that was helpful and you guys enjoy the rest of your day.